Welcome to the JAWN podcast. I'm your host, Shalia.
And your host, Janina.
And today we have a very special guest in the building. We have Lucretia, aka the Finance Muslima, in the building. Say
Yeah.
hey to the people.
Hey y'all, hey girls, hey.
So we're going to begin with this week's words of affirmation. They are short and sweet. Stop waiting and start now.
What's funny is that I chose the word of the week before not even looking at your word. But anyway, the word of the week is discipline.
Love it.
The quality of being able to behave and work in a controlled way, which involves obeying particular rules or standards. A disciplined person follows rules and practices a standard set of behaviors that allows them to maintain self-control and the ability to efficiently define, actively pursue, and successfully achieve their goals. So I picked this because I lack a lot of discipline. So that's something that I really need to work on. And then also I think it ties into what we're going to be discussing today.
Okay, good word, good word. So let's check in. How's everybody doing? How's everybody week going so far? Lucretia, you want to go first?
Yeah, so today's Wednesday, right? I'm really grateful. I can say that. It is a lot, despite it being a lot going on behind the scenes with some projects I'm working on. I definitely want to express gratitude first. I'm just very grateful right now. I'm in a really great season right now. That I wanted to be, and every next level come with more uncomfortability.
Yes.
So yeah, life is good. It's a lot going on. I got things I need to fix and there's stuff going on, but guess what? It's gonna go.
Yep.
I can't complain at all. Life is good first and foremost. Mentally, I'm feeling really great. Besides business, money, all that stuff, like everything is cool.
Okay. Good.
I've stretched or trying to stick to back on my gym commitment. So that's super important to me.
Yeah.
It makes me feel really good.
Okay. What's going on with you, Janina?
So I have this cold situation. And this week was a little busy because Ava has camp and she has dance class 3 times this week. And then Monday she leaves again for overnight camp. So I'm going to have to start getting that together. And then also like back to school is happening. So I have to gear up for that. And it was busy at work. It's been busy at work for the last. So like at my new job, we had like the end of the quarter is a bunch of stuff that we had to do. So like the beginning of the month and the end of the month, it was a bunch of stuff I had to do. And then like now we have a lot of stuff that is due by the end of this month. So it's been kind of busy at work. But I mean, good busy because I like the job. I like my boss. I like, what I have to do. So it's busy, but I don't dislike it. Yeah, besides that, everything else is good.
Okay.
I think
Good.
that's a huge point. As long as you like it,
Yeah.
you gotta like it. That's good.
I'm good. I've been busy as well. However, this past weekend I found out that we're getting pushed out of our office. So as of August 31st, we're not gonna.
What?
Yeah, so this doctor owns pretty much the whole, like it's just like all these different buildings with office spaces in them that you can rent. And
Oh.
so this doctor owns it, but somebody came and offered him a whole bunch of money and he's like, y'all gotta get out by August 31st.
Wait, so when did he tell his tenants that?
Last week, Thursday. The past week, Thursday. Yeah.
What?
Talk about the economic shift.
Yeah. So I don't know. We'll see. The crazy part is about it is that last week in August is when I'm going to be in Philly. So when I come back to Georgia, I'm not going to know what's going on. But we're just prepared to do telehealth in the meantime. So, yeah.
Dang.
But
And
change is good.
she's going to look for a space in the meantime.
Yeah, she's currently looking for a space. They're possibly thinking about buying because their
Yeah.
clientele is expanding so much. And it's
Yeah.
a doctor in the building that we're in as well. So they're thinking about doing something together because when our clients need a psychiatrist, we kind of collaborate with her.
That
So
makes
we'll
sense.
see. Yeah,
Like a co-op situation. That makes
yeah,
sense.
yeah,
They even forcing businesses to buy.
yeah.
Yes. That's
Mhm.
but usually with businesses when they sell the commercial property, a lot of times
You breaking up.
they sell the tenants, like, they keep the lease. But
Yeah,
Yeah,
you don't
however,
know what to expect
say
these days
usually they
because they just doing whatever they want, like,
money
And if
talks.
they offering their money, they like,
Yep.
y'all got to
'Cause
figure it out.
this person came in, it was like offering a apparently top-notch dollar. But I said that I hope because a lot of these people have been there for years, and I just hope that these people aren't being displaced and that somebody's coming in that may not be there for the long term. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
So it is what it is. Change is good. That's how I'm thinking about it. So, yeah. All right. So, oh, I like that, John. Nope, I don't like that, John. Or somebody got all your money this week. What y'all got going on? Anybody? Janina, Lakeisha.
I
um
need to
go
go
ahead.
first.
Okay, so I got I like that joint, and I watched the documentary. It's called Amber, the girl behind the alert on Peacock. So it kind of gives you the backstory of, the little girl that was kidnapped and murdered, Amber. So what was crazy was that during the time of her abduction, her mother was in the process of actually recording a documentary for women getting, so they had like footage from that time period.
Mm, okay, you said this on Peacock.
Yeah.
Ah, cool.
I need to
What you?
check that out. I need to start watching more TV. I'm really not a TV person.
Me
I watch a lot
either.
of HGTV, real estate, a lot of podcasts, but I got to get into watching movies and stuff.
I mean, do what works for you. I'm not a big TV watcher, but I'll watch something that somebody. I get distracted with watching TV. I don't know. Maybe I
I
got a
think
little
it has to be
ADD.
something that I'm into,
Mm-hmm.
and then I go watch it. Um, I'm big on reading and writing and journaling and stuff. So for the second time now, for me, I'm reading 50 Cent book again.
Okay.
Yeah, I was in a book club and we did it together, but I went back and I'm reading it by myself this time. Like I could really dive in.
Mm-hmm.
Learning a lot about it, not just business and entrepreneurship, but a lot of life and self-development stuff. So that's what's hitting for me right now.
What's
And
the
I'm
book
loving it
called?
because I love the transparency.
What's the book called?
I just look it up. Let me see. The 50th Law,
Okay.
50 Cent and Robert Greene. So I don't know, depending on what type of person you are. Sometimes I'm in the mood for audio if I'm in the gym, but sometimes I can't do that. I really need music. And then sometimes I can. And then sometimes I'm a physical reader as well. So
Okay. Sounds good. Sounds good. Me, y'all know I'm always in the kitchen cooking something.
yes, I love it.
So last week I made some fried cauliflower and I made some homemade bagels.
What? So
Um,
good.
yeah, and so the bagel recipe is real simple and it's packed with protein. It's just flour, some plain Greek yogurt and baking powder, and that's it. And
Wow.
then you roll the dough out. So I had some everything bagel seasoning. So I made those, and I made some cheddar jalapeno, and they were so good. So that's what I had last week and the rest this week for breakfast. So yeah.
So the fried cauliflower, is that like it got seasoning and stuff on it, right? Or like a breaded type thing?
So I did season it, and I found some Hooters breading, and that's what I breaded it with. So what I did with the Hooters seasoning is I made a wet batter. So I mixed some of the breading with water, made that the wet batter, and then had the rest for the dry. So I dipped it in the wet and dipped it in the dry. But it was really good. My boyfriend was like, "This tastes like shrimp."
Fried cauliflower is so good.
Yeah.
My
My first
dad,
time having it is because we got this thing out here all the time called Food Truck Fridays.
Mhm.
I had it on a food truck before. And then they got this vegan spot. This girl, she do it really good.
Yeah.
Really put me down. 'Cause I'm like, nobody want to eat that. But I'm like, try stuff you never had before, but it's good though.
my dad been frying it ever since I was a little kid. That's the part that's funny, is that he's always used to make it.
Really?
hmm
I
But
never had.
he used to bread it with Italian breadcrumbs,
Okay.
Oh.
This week I'm gonna try to make some
and he would do the egg wash. You know, he always cooking the egg wash.
yeah, that's the Aries in him, because we the same sign. It's like no.
Yeah,
But
I did the buffalo. I did the with the capital city.
oh
Um,
yeah.
yeah, it's
I'm gonna
good.
try to make some Korean corn dogs this week, but with the cheese.
That
Not
sounds
the
good.
We had that. Like I had a taste for it. I had one last week. When I went to pick Ava up from was it 2 weeks ago when I picked her, you know that girl always out. I picked her up from a sleepover downtown, and I was like, well, I got a taste for Korean hot dog. I mean, cheese dog or whatever.
yeah.
So
Yeah, but I'm gonna try them. Make them myself this week. I've been looking at that video all week, and I'm like, I gotta make these.
yeah,
See,
you got
that's the
rice
kind of
flour
stuff I
already.
watch. I got rice flour. I got panko. The only reason why I haven't made them is because I don't have the sticks. So I gotta go to the store and get the sticks.
Oh, okay.
So
Yeah.
are you getting this from TikTok?
No, I get a lot of ideas. I got the bagels from TikTok,
Okay.
but the Korean corn dogs I got off some YouTuber.
Oh, okay.
I watch a lot of cooking stuff. So
Yes, I love it.
that's
I
what
need to
I'm
take time
into.
and get into it.
All right, so you gotta hit this joint up is where we highlight a small business, and we have Lucretia here. So we're gonna let her talk about her business that she has in her newly opened building out in North Carolina.
Yes, thank you guys so much. I appreciate that. So basically, me and my business partner been teaching in Charlotte since probably like 2017, but we decided to come back and do an even more broader collab and really get in depth with some things because we both do separate things. So together we like a one-stop shop. So the aim for Money Mindset and Move CLT is to bridge the gap between financial literacy and business development in underserved communities. So we not just stopping in Charlotte, we just started in Charlotte. And actually, it's conversation, and I think probably the next stop is going to be home for us in Philly. He told me that some stuff going on the back end, but I'm super excited about that. I think it's awesome. The grand opening was amazing. Literally got me emotional because I'm like, gosh, I've like years be going by so fast, and I'm a person that just always stay focused on what's next. I'm like, yo, I really have a lot of friends and supporters here. I had to sit back and take a moment, but it was everything it was supposed to be. It was awesome.
So talk a little bit about what a few of the services
Services.
that you offer and where people can find you at on social media and your website.
So far as services, I'm money mindset coach. So my services is one-on-ones, which is strategy sessions or even 4-week coaching inside my coaching program. The next coach session, the group session start up in October for fourth quarter. We go from October to December. The other, like we got I got Cullen and Credit Repair Company, where I partner with mortgage lenders and realtors. I started that 3 years ago. We helping hundreds of women. The goal with that was to help minority women into home ownership, and it does very well. We've been getting a lot of women to the closing table purchasing homes, not just in Charlotte, but globally. That's been doing amazing. My partner, he is helping people get into the commercial spaces, get the business credit, get the higher credit, the high limit credit cards, all of these things. So when it comes to the real estate and the business development side of it from a deeper perspective and really sitting down and get into the bag, that's his business.
Okay.
But together, depending upon what the need is, we address it different, but it's nothing that we don't have for anybody that we wouldn't be able to help them with. Even if you're not a person that want to get into business, if you're like, hey, I just need my credit fixed, I want to get into investing, we got you from top to bottom, and we don't just throw you places. That's why we do it coaching style and hold your hand and walk you through, because it's much deeper than just having the money or having the resources to do it. You got to really know how to run a play to get things done, especially depending on what bank you're doing business with.
Okay. So where is the office located?
So the office is located, I'm sorry, y'all. It's on, I'm bad. I think the address, we're on Wilkinson Boulevard.
Damn.
We are literally like maybe 10-15 minutes from the airport, 10-15 minutes from the city. So we're like right there. We're on Wilkinson and Remont Boulevard, downtown Charlotte area.
Okay. And we gonna get her some grades because they just had their grand opening. So we gonna cut her some slack, y'all. So tell people where they can reach you at on Instagram. And if they're interested, what they or in your website.
The website is www.faithfamilyfinance.co. And my Instagram is I am Finance Muslima. We got a Facebook page, Finance Muslima as well. Yeah, everything's on the website, on Instagram. Also, too, the Mindset and Money Planner, amazing tool. When I get my shipment and I need to send you guys one for some to show appreciation for having me.
Oh, wow.
Mindset and Money Planner, I created, really it's like a blueprint of my journey when I hit rock bottom. So we talked about discipline earlier. I heard you say that, and it made me think of the planner and stuff, because I really just 2015 was my rock bottom year. And I was like, I'm not going back home to Philly. So I had to get myself out of this hole. I had to get it together. And I really just built a lot of mental discipline, learning how to block out the noise from life. And everything that's in the Mindset and Money Planner is what everybody needs. Like, really, it's not just a monthly planner when you do budget and goals and stuff. Like, you really could tap into it every single day. Your traveling, your mindset, your gratitude, like planning your life, like paying off debt. It has everything you need in it. And basically what I did was, with the convincing of my coach, I just got up enough heart to really just get somebody to help me package it.
Okay.
And then I just put it out. I think it's a really amazing tool that everybody should start off with. So many women reach out to me for coaching, but to be honest with you, a lot of them are not ready for the style that I teach and how it is that I'm coming, because you got to be mentally ready. You may have $2,000 or $3,000, but you have to be mentally ready. So I tell a lot of them, or even if you're not used to doing the small things that you need to help build up, the planner is always a great tool to have.
So how much is the planner?
The planner is $30. It's on the website as well. I can share a code with you guys for your listeners to give them a free shipping.
Okay.
Or maybe take $5 off or something like that. I'll
Cool.
send that to you. But yeah, so I want to offer $5 off to everybody listening, and that would be my gift to them, because I feel like with transitioning from, you know, trying to figure out who you are, what you want, and where you want to be, you definitely need this mindset and money planner. It's a lot of personal work that people need to do before they start jumping into coaching and courses and all of these things. Like, it's a lot of personal work that we all need to do every day that we shy away from. So maybe the planner, like my customers and clients, like, it's been out 3 years and they're working on buying their third one. Like, they just buy them and use it. It's so simple and easy. They love it. It's not a lot of pressure. It's just straight to the point. And a lot of times that's what we need, because
Yeah.
we want to be able to, when we're not fluid with these open conversations with other people, we want to have a tool like this to be able to do it in our own private space.
Okay, cool. So y'all definitely go check out I am Finance Muslima on Instagram, Finance Muslima on Facebook, and from her Instagram page, you can access her link tree, which will take you to all the links, and you can get to her website. And I did see personally that, and correct me if I'm wrong, that the coaching was $7 a month.
That's the Mindset and Money Club membership.
Oh, the membership. Okay.
Yeah, I'm sorry, I didn't even mention that. I got a full-time assistant on that, but I have a private Facebook group, Mindset and Money Club. I can share you guys the link and give y'all access. So it's a $7 a month membership. And what
Okay.
it comes with, I train in there every Monday night at 8.
Okay.
We do Money Mondays, and I do various different topics. I have a day of the week where I let other women share their businesses. This is a really organic community. And everybody in this community, we've gotten them in through ads, right? Running ads on Facebook. So these are women that want help with money and mindset. They're all over the world.
Okay.
LA, Chicago, Tennessee, Hawaii, Nashville, Jersey, Philly, North Carolina, South Carolina. Like, these women are from all over the world, and they all in the community wanting the same thing, help with money and mindset. And it's a slew of things that it come with for $7 a month, but that is the private Facebook community. I'm sorry, I forgot about that.
No, you're good. But I think that's a great price.
Yes, because I'm just gonna say, and I have to say this, but the information that I give and the resources and the things that they have access to in the back office, that's basic stuff to me, right? It doesn't cost me anything. I got so much stuff on both of my laptops. Like, the goal is not to bring you in here and chart down 2024 to start a mentorship program. It's going to be $100 a month, but it's going to be more value. These people in the Mindset Money Club, they love it and they need help with this. They're not even used to having this conversation. So the stuff that I'm bringing and I'm giving to them is amazing to them, and they love it. So what happens is, yes, they get a deducted price. They get a free shipping or $5 off for the planner. They love them. They keep on buying them, buying for their friends, their sisters. They get a discounted price on a $200 hour call with me. If they do a 4-week coaching for $2,000, they get a discounted price. So it benefits to being in there. Yeah, for $7 a month. And I feel that that's fair.
Yeah, it is. So if you're out there and you're listening and you think you're ready, because you might not be, but definitely hit her up and check out her website. So that brings us into this week's episode topic, which is the money mindset. So Lucretia kind of told a little bit about the money mindset, but we want to get a little bit deeper into your story, how the money mindset came about, and what your goal is with the money mindset.
So I'll first talk about how money mindset came about. So my partner now, Jamel Kendall, who I partner with the office with in Charlotte, he's from Philly. He's
Okay.
from South Philly as well. So back in like 2016 or something like that, 2015 was worst year of my life, I would say. 2016 was when he reached out to me and offered me an opportunity to get into life insurance. And even though 2015 was the worst year, I was just getting it together in 2016, but I feel that he called like right spot on and didn't even know what I had going on in my life, and that opportunity changed my life. So I left Philly 2013. I created a year game plan after visiting out here so much of my uncle, my family, swiped out my 401k. I say I had a certain amount of money I wanted to save. I think it was 25,000. Yeah, and I left.
But
I
what was you doing? So what were you doing professionally before you got like the phone call to do life insurance?
and in and out of getting fired from jobs because I was baking. I started Couture Cupcakes. So I started Couture Cupcakes before I even left Philly. That's what I was doing. I was selling cupcakes for $5 each out my car.
Wow.
I was with Nehemiah Davison, sponsoring his community events or getting on anything he had going on. I did Milano's first 1 year anniversary cake. I was working
Mm.
with everybody. New York
So you're a
Fashion
baker.
Week.
So you were a baker.
Yep. New York Fashion Week, all of that. So Couture Cupcakes was my thing. I was like, I'm going to have all these bakeries in South Philly. That's what I love to do.
Okay.
And so I done that. And that's how I got myself in the business scene in Charlotte before I even moved here. So what I did was I would visit my uncle and them, and I would find business events on Eventbrite, and I would leave them and I would take the car and my son would be with them, and I'll be out in Charlotte community, like as if I knew I was moving there. And I built relationships, and a lot of them I still have it to this day. Um, and the last time I was here, I think it was Thanksgiving 2012 or something like that. I know I did not get approved for the place I really wanted. I had to start out in an apartment. I think I started out paying like 850 or 800 or something like that. And I stayed in that place for 5 years. So initially it was Couture Cupcakes. I was baking. I was doing my thing. Like people in Charlotte now, I went from baking to finances. Like I see people like I haven't seen in so many years, like out now, and they'll be like, "You my cake girl?" No, I'm not your cake girl. Like,
So
yeah, but
is
I
that
love them for that though.
so with the cupcake business, is that when you hit rock bottom?
Yeah, because I didn't know how to make it grow. I didn't know anything about building team. I didn't know about social media, marketing, ads, all these things. And you want to know why? Because what we come from, hustle and bustle. I knew how to get out there to the streets and make money. But when you in the South, it's different. So I had to jump on all these vending events every time. They charge you $50, all that. Then I got to sell out. I had my son with me. My uncle and them was helping me, but my son was playing sports. So it was just crazy. And the money doing baking here wasn't like how it was in Philly. So what did I do? I taught myself how to do custom cakes. I was charging $100 for each cake. I think I was the first one putting printed photos on cupcakes out here. Like I see girls doing it now. I was doing it, I swear, like 8 or 9 years ago.
Mm.
So it was even doing the custom cakes. I'm like, okay, I need to grow, but I didn't know how. I didn't know nothing about mentorships, coaching, all that stuff back then. So what did I have to end up doing? Go get a part-time job in the healthcare industry. What I know, what was feeding me in Philly, but they don't pay like that out here. So the money was nothing.
Right.
I got fired from the last job. By the time my friend hit me up 2016, I had just got fired because I was in the car on my lunch break, every break in between, like literally hustling, trying to see what's going on. People hitting me up. Like I was grinding, and I was like, yo, there's no way I'm staying in a job. But I'm so glad that I had those credentials to fall back on.
Mm-hmm.
to get in where I needed to fit in for me and my son. But then when my friend I had just got fired, he hit me up and I'm like, yo, it's so crazy. I could cry. So I just got my life insurance license and me and him just hit the ground running in Charlotte, teaching families how to build wealth with life insurance. Then we went to Philly, then we went to Atlanta because that's where he at. So we was in Microsoft store in Atlanta, Microsoft store in Charlotte, like, and I did nothing but just leverage my relationships from baking. And now, like, that's all I do is just leverage relationships. But I didn't know how to build the bacon. And then it burnt me out.
Yeah.
My body, my health, like it burnt me out because I was in a hustle and bustle situation. I was like, I'm not going back to Philly.
Yeah. So then,
So, and I knew that it was good money. I
mhm.
had the people, but it was like now all this information that we have, I didn't have that then.
Okay. Yeah. So then how did the money mindset come about?
So then that's when I think money mindset probably came about like probably 2019. Because what happened was 2017, I got licensed life insurance. I ran and done that for about 2 years. And then I was just growing. I was growing. Women was reaching out to me like, coaching, can you help me? Da, da, da. I was coaching, didn't even know I was coaching, right? But through those years of my next level in which I hit when the pandemic hit, I figured it out 2019, going into 2020, I'm like, it's mindset and money. Everybody, all the women are reaching out to me. They were amazed at my huge transition, first of all, from Philly to here, like, yo, you never came back home. They're like, yo, you come back, like, nah, right? And then they just was like, yo, how did you do it? That's everybody's question, like, yo, what do you be doing? Like, how did you do it? Like, and I tell them, what we come from an era of just knowing how to get to the, like, everybody know how to get money. Whether you know how to sell, whether you know how to do your job to the best that you can, whether you know how to pick up the phone when you're back against the wall and your rent is due, everybody know how to get money. But what we don't know how to do is how to mentally transition.
Right.
So my thing, I don't know, like, especially creating the design, working with a designer, creating a mindset and money planner, like it just came to me, like everybody making this thing about money, but it's not, it's about mindset, because money was never the issue. I knew how to get money. I don't know how to manage money, multiply money. And when I learned that, I was like, yo, this is it.
Right.
If I knew how to do this back then, if somebody told me, I wouldn't even need a mentor or a coach back then. So I was like, and I stayed in my lane for so many years. Like I've been talking about money mindset for so many years, right? But it just took for the pandemic to hit for me to really blow the business. And for people to really know who I was. But you want to know why? Because that's what people wanted to have a conversation.
Right.
When the pandemic hit.
I've been talking about finances, money mindset, but I was like probably afraid to get real deep with it until I hired a coach. And I'm like, yo, why you not? You know what I'm saying? So it wasn't until the people wanted to had no choice but they had a conversation. And I feel like when you learn how to align and attract, and once you personally self-develop, the lifestyle, the money, everything, I'm not afraid to lose it all because I know how to get it back.
Wow.
And I know, and not to say anything from anybody who's not work for themselves full time, but it's not for everybody anyway. And I don't encourage it for anybody because you got to be relentless. You got to have a certain type of mindset. You got to really know, like, you have to know how to operate without every day somebody telling you what to do or how to get stuff done.
Right.
Yeah. And
Because
that's
it's
where
all
that
on your shoulders.
discipline. Yeah, and that's where that discipline comes in.
Exactly. Like right now, I'm on with y'all. Like I got a crap load of things I need to get done. but I'm not sweating it. You want to know why? Because I was praying 3-4 years ago to be in this space that I'm in now, but God said it wasn't time. It's my time now. And I don't stress. I'm at peace. I'm good because you know why? Everything gonna get done. It's gonna be okay. And it is what it is.
Right.
What is meant for us is not gonna leave us.
Yeah.
The relationships that I have literally changed my life. And I'm talking about for, before we even get to the money part, the relationships that I built throughout the years, putting me in buildings that I wasn't physically in. People hitting me up, like sending me money, like, oh, like, yo, the first time I was able to sit home before even having a co-working space, sit home and make $500 to $1,000 a day, that's clutch. Like, who don't? Like, people rent is way over $1,000. Like, the community I live in, like, I pay a lot of money, but I feel like that's the least of my worries, because for me, I'm willing to pay the price to have my peace. It's no price that I'm gonna be like, oh no, that's just the way, I'm just willing to play the game like that, because I feel like I work hard and I want to live good and I want to do what I want to do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what would be your, if as a person that's struggling, so would you say most of your clientele is women? Or because I know with you being Muslim, but do you guys service men as well?
Yeah, what's so crazy? So literally, this year I met a realtor named Nyrese at a realtor's like I think it's like a vision board party or something. One of my lender friends, the had invited me to. You guys might see me with her time to time. She's from Philly as well, but we met through someone else in Philly, which is so crazy. And we met 2 years ago. She's been out here. We've been getting money together, just been amazing ever since. So she invited me somewhere and I met a realtor named Nyrese. And me and Iris kicked it, hit it off. She's really awesome, great out here in the industry and what she do. So she got in front of an opportunity to work with barbers. And she called me in on it. So basically, I literally just started working with men.
That's awesome.
2023, because prior to that, I would get my partner Jamel to, you know what I mean? But I'm certified minority-owned business in North Carolina. So my thing is women. I'm never going to stop having my money mindset meetups. I'm never going to stop women empowerment. But 2023, I could say, like, we've been packing out these barbershops, helping these guys pay themselves, know how to, buy a car. These barbers, they cash flow is crazy. They doing like $800 to $1,000 a week. Like, they got so much money, but they don't have their back end together, their taxes, all these things. So, and I honestly can say I love working with the men. They don't have 1,000 questions. They pay the invoice like, hey, can I come to the office? Where you at? Like, they be ready to go. And they keep it professional. I haven't had any bad dealings. And we have this contract until December 2023. We got one coming up the end of the month. I haven't had any bad experience. 2023, I just started working with men, but my business is certified minority-owned business, and my group coaching women. My mindset and money meetup that I do city to city is women.
Okay.
But I have started working with men on from the events, and then they'll do a personal consultation and I'll meet with them and see how they need help. And then they come to the office after they pay me.
Okay.
And I'll walk through, you know what I mean? Help them with what they need help with. And then that's it.
Yeah, because if you paying, then you serious about it.
Yeah, and they do big, and that's the reason that, I'm like, dang, I want to help them, like, because they spot on, like, men know what they want. They don't be like, and that's the reason I really stopped the one-on-one coaching, because you're going to be a therapist, okay? I'm like, I need to go call my therapist by the time I finish all this damn coaching on me, right? But I
Yeah.
love the men because they so real. Like mostly they got credit card debt, like different stuff. They'll have real conversation. You don't have to do a lot to get get what the men need out of them. With women, we're different because we're more emotional. So
Yeah.
you gotta, you have to feel comfortable with us and all this stuff. Like I will say it has been very much at ease with the men, but I'm not taking it past only helping those guys from the events. Now I get guys that schedule calls from me. A lot of times it's from Facebook, and they be serious. Like guys that got trucking companies, like, hey, we need to get more business credit cards, or life was happening, I need help with my personal credit, and they just taking care of it. And after that, they'll reach out a little bit, or we stay connected, but I help them, and that's it.
Okay. Good to know. Good to know. So what do you think are some of, and you don't have to give all the jewels away, but what do you think are some key steps to take to get into the right mindset and mind frame that you need to be to start being in a mindset of money and your finances and taking control of things like that? What do you think are like the first steps that you need to take?
I'm gonna always say you don't have to be a religious person, but you gotta have some type of connection with God.
Okay.
Whatever type, whether you're a Christian, Muslim, whatever case it may be, you have to have like some type of religion with God, because I feel like without that, I wouldn't have made it through this. Like it's been a lot. And it's been so much that money probably couldn't even help me through. Because I had to figure out who I was. You know what I'm saying? Like I created a whole new woman. You don't do that with money.
Right.
You can't do that with money. So first and foremost, for number one, I'm gonna say getting connected to your Lord, whoever it may be, and doing some
self-reflection, probably.
Self-identity. Knowing, getting connected with your Lord, build this consistency. Don't just be like, oh, I'm praying on this, I'm going to pray I get this house and all this. Like, no, build a relationship with your Lord. Stay connected, not just when you want something, because life is going to happen every single day. The bottom line is, do you know how to stay mentally equipped so that you don't fold as life continue to happen? Because money not going to be able to help you out of everything. Right. Especially when you're in business, you need to know how to think on your feet. You don't have a boss or CEO or, HR to car to figure this out. I am HR all day, every day. And that's why I say that's not for everybody. You have to be certain type of mentally equipped to be able to do that. So I would say number one, staying connected with your Lord. Number two, I'm going to definitely, I would say journaling. It's a thing that I've done since a teenager, dealing with abandonment issues from my mom, being raised by my godmom. I'm going to say journaling is top tier. I'm going to say journaling is top tier. And you want to know why? Because it's so much that us as women want to talk about and share, but we're so afraid of judgment. That's why so many women connect to me, because I'm just like, yo, I ain't coming to you like I am far from a silver spoon or all these things. I used to be who you are. That's the type of woman that I coach. So I know what it takes, right? I'm going to say definitely journaling is top tier. Even if you can't do it every morning, I think that a brain dump and just really getting that time with self is so necessary. Because we live our lives for every single body else except ourselves.
Yes, that's true.
You get into this thing of every single day, waking up, being a wife, being a mom. My son be 19 next month. I carried my whole life into my son. My whole thing for not leaving Charlotte was solely based upon my child. And then eventually it was about me. Then it was about us. I didn't have a life, didn't date after divorce, none of that. I revolved my life around my child. And then what happened? My child get older. You ain't got no man. You don't know how to date, don't care to date, none of these things, right? But at the end, as I get older, I'm like, yo, that's not a good thing. We need to live our lives for us.
Right.
Knowing who you're, staying close to your Lord, journaling, I do self-care Sundays. I don't know if y'all see post that. I'm big on self-care Sundays.
Self-care is important.
And just really figuring out these three things: who you are, what you want, and where you're going.
Okay.
Figuring out who you are, what you want, and where you're going. And the third one I'm going to say is very, very hard for a lot of people. This is why a lot of my clients just hire me for accountability, is because once they lose the attachment, life start to go all over the place because they haven't fully aligned with the discipline and built themselves on a track where they're gonna be okay. This is the last one that's really huge, what a lot of us need to know how to do first. Before we could even say anything about business or anything about anything, you have to know how to master blocking out the noise from life.
I agree.
If you don't know how to block out the noise from life, you'll forever continuously live somebody else's life every day. You'll live life for your husband, you'll live life for your parents, you'll live life for your children, you'll live life for social media, you'll live life for your friends and what other people's perspective is of you. Blocking out the noise from life, I learned that in Charlotte, because Charlotte was so low-key and different. It wasn't as loud and busy as Philly.
Mhm.
So it was a great thing for me. I learned how to stop shopping as much. I wasn't around a lot of people where I felt like I had to wear all these things, get my hair, all these styles, wear these shoes. Like, I didn't feel like I had to be this type of person, and probably which I really wasn't.
Mhm.
Right. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, because in those years, like my early 20s, all that, I wasn't even being myself. I had to grow to learn who I was, right? But it wasn't until I came to Charlotte where I felt like, okay, damn, this is different.
Mm-hmm.
It's not as loud, it's not as busy. Like, dang, everybody's so welcoming and so, and these people are really comfortable being them. I'm like, yo, am I being me? Who am I? Like, you was just doing what everybody was doing around you. But that's how it goes. That's the environment that we come from. And it's
That's
nothing
Philly.
wrong with saying it. You know what I mean?
That's Philly. And a lot of people don't realize, like what you're saying, I realized that when I moved to Georgia. I don't need all these shoes. I don't need all these clothes. I don't, because that's just stuff, right?
Oh, wow. I can wear my natural hair and look cute.
Exactly. Because people down here,
I can go to learn how to go to TJ Maxx.
Yes, I've been going to TJ Maxx, but people down here, they don't care about that. They're building generational wealth. That's what their whole big thing is, generational wealth.
They're homeowners, all of these things, like getting things passed down to them. Like, they come from families with different mindset, and I'm like happy, and I'm just like so grateful to be around it, because it's like, otherwise, how would I know different?
Exactly.
My parents didn't teach me that. I didn't come from a household of that. I came from a household of love. But at the same time, my mom wasn't around, my dad in and out of jail. All I seen my godmom do was getting stuff done. She knew how to get stuff done. And all I seen her do
surviving
was worrying about paying these bills. Like, you know what I mean? Like, get it done, and then she'll be chill for a couple weeks. Then
back to paying the bills.
We talk about that all the time. We talk about that.
Live like that.
Well, we talk about that all the time because I think we are the generation of thinking beyond today. Thinking about, because I mean, I will say, like, I mean, they had a lot of things against them,
That's true.
A lot of people, us
working with what they had.
But see, us being from Philadelphia means that more than likely we're the remnants of people who left the South thinking that there was going to be a better opportunity. And when they got up here, it necessarily was not. And they left everything behind and everything that they known. So when that happens, that changes you as a person. And then you raise your kids so hard. Like, my boss was telling me, she was like, I've met African-American people. She's Filipino. She was like, I've met African-American people from down south and from up here, and they're so different. I don't know
Yeah.
why. So then I had to explain. I said, I can explain it to you. I said, the Great Migration, America doesn't talk about that. I said, a lot of people came up north and even in California, a lot of people went out west and they went up north expecting, prosperity. And it was hopelessness. So like that's
Yeah.
very disheartening. And that's why a lot of people started moving back down south. Some people, it was the trade-off was, should I deal with this racism and just, assimilate to this system, but know that I'm going to have a job, know that I'm going to, have land, or do I risk, not having to deal with the racism and the Jim Crow and possibly, not knowing, you don't know. So
It's a lot of women listening, and I want to speak to those who are listening, and even you ladies, like, this is the thing. A lot of us come from different households of things that were missing, right? That's just the bottom line. For me, just turning 40, getting to this point of being in business 11 years, coming from selling cupcakes for $5 out the trunk of my car to now running 2, 3 successful businesses with 4 or 5 streams of income. Like that's really a game changer for me and my family. And whether they recognize it or not, I really laid out the blueprint for that to happen, starting with my son. And I'm gonna say this, and I have to go back because again, I'm gonna say it's mindset. I'm big on not chasing money, but focusing on impact. And the reason why I was able to do that, because my mindset is I'm playing the game for the long haul. If you ladies see me 10, 20 years from now, I'm gonna be having 4 or 5 companies. We doing money and mindset. That's just what we doing, full service business in all the minority communities, because this is a conversation. We just getting started with this. You know how long this economic shift is going to continue to go up and down. Our people are going to continuously need help. But I'm gonna say, everybody wants the money. They want the lifestyle. They want the look. They want whatever they see these people doing on social media. This is mindset. You have to have a certain type of mindset to attract a certain lifestyle that's even God is going to say is for you. And they're not even that to be able to keep it. So for me, what I would say, what I would say is that journaling that I was doing as a teenager, 14, 15 years old in South Philly, always from Barrett Middle School, dealing with abandonment issues with my mom, like, that changed my life because I turned journaling into knowing how to master numbers. When I hit my rock bottom year, 500 miles away from home, I'm big on pen and paper. Like, we in the AI generation and all these things. Yes, I leverage these tools, but I'm never going to get away from writing down my dreams, vision, and my goals, because it's something with that pen in your hand. And when you're consistently writing your affirmation, all these things, that changes your life. It's something that when I write and repeat, I'm able to manifest. And it may not happen today or 6 months, but I love the fact that I can look at whiteboards in my place. Like, yo, I was talking about this 2, 3 years ago. Like, we literally doing it right now. Like, you know what I'm saying? Or if it's 6, 7, 8 months, like, just to see that happen, then you like, dang, what was I doing? And you manifested. You was making it happen. You wasn't worried about the dollar amount. You was consistently doing these small daily activities, and it led to you building that big discipline. So I'm gonna always say a journal, some prayer, your affirmations, like staying connected to people that keep you grounded. I'm gonna say all those things is top tier to the 50,000 and 100,000 and the investment properties and all these things. God can't give you nothing that you're not, and he won't give you nothing that you're not ready for.
Right. Yeah, I think a lot of people with mindset also, in order to make that shift, a lot of times you got to dig deep and see, what past traumas or things that you experience that may be preventing you. Because I know that's what I need to do. And that's where I am also. Like, it's a lot of things that I know that I want to do, that I'm really bad with writing my stuff down. When I do get better with writing it down, then I get it done. And a lot of things that people dealt with, like you said, you dealt with abandonment like a lot of people are not in a place where they're identifying certain behaviors that they have today that are because of experiences that they had in the past. And so a lot of times it's like, okay, I do this because of that. What do I need to do in order to correct it? Most of us need therapy. So
I'm going to say therapy is a life changer. Yes.
I
yeah,
was going to say, because
nothing wrong with therapy and God. Listen,
everything that
necessary.
everything that you're saying is, because I'm a therapist, and everything that you're saying is what I teach my clients. Those
oh wow, are you
affirmations,
serious?
right? And things that's what I do, and literally,
And I think I learned it from my therapist. I don't
Probably.
know, from so many years.
yeah,
And then
literally,
I just teach my clients.
everything that I do, I mean, everything that I have is everything that I wrote down and that I wanted. And like you said, it didn't come in 6 months or, but when I look back and I look at what I wrote out and what I wrote down, I'm like, damn,
Yes.
that's why I can't complain, because I'm living a life that I wanted for so long. So I can't complain. But but like Janina said, is also you digging deep and realizing a lot of people don't look at the things that they went through as trauma. And
Baby, that's where that work coming in.
But see, a lot of
when you know how many years it took me with therapy.
But a lot of people also were
Right.
never given the space to like do self-reflection, to look on to why, like, and I feel like a lot of times in our culture, like people say shit like, oh, I just say it like it is, or like I saw a podcast of somebody talking about that. Like when people say hurtful things, and in their head they feel like, because I feel like I have done that several times, and also it comes from things that are being said to me, and how you talk to your children, and how your children, you don't understand how that trickle down to your grandchildren, because your children wound up doing the same thing. And I see that in my family. But a lot of times I do an autocorrect with my kids, and sometimes I'm like I do an overcorrect. You know what I mean? So like things that I know that my parents may say or get on them about, like I don't. But a lot of times things that we were taught were toxic. Sometimes things that you did when you were younger, like it was not healthy. And I think that the good thing about our generation is that we go to therapy, we're getting help. That's the whole thing. Like when you identify what your weakness is, and that's where wisdom comes in, where you say, well, I'm not good at this, let me find somebody else who is good at this so they can help me. And a lot of times people allow their ego to get in the way, and like can't identify, like, okay, well, I need this. And I just feel like a lot of times as a Black woman, a lot of times people always expect for us to figure this shit out on our own, like all the time. And I feel like I don't know if y'all get this, but I can go to a store as a customer and strangers are asking me questions about the fucking store. And I'm just like, did we as little Black girls have a training session that we don't know about, where everybody comes to us for fucking
guess what? We have been known for knowing how to get shit done, period.
But in the process of getting shit done for everybody else,
we are not taking care of ourselves.
Yes.
Burnout.
Why are you asking me, lady? I don't work here. I get it so often. Or like somebody else is waiting for something and they're not speaking up. And then you're like, oh, okay, well, like you're asking the person and you've been sitting here this whole time quiet. Why are you not speaking up for yourself? It's just it's so many levels of being a Black woman in America that a lot of times people don't understand. And then I feel like Black women don't have outlets for that. And that's probably, why your situation works so much, because you probably offer a safe space for a lot of your clients. And they probably feel like, oh, okay.
That's
like,
the goal, because I didn't have a safe space.
people be really messing up their finances a
Yeah.
lot, and then you don't understand. Like, I know for me, we had a family home. Like, my grandmother, she had like a 3-story house in North Philly, and because she wasn't equipped with taking care of business, and she never set her kids up, it was like she lost the house just because of property taxes, because she got dementia, but she never set it up so that her children could step in.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Because she probably didn't know. She
Yep.
probably didn't know
Yep.
how.
She was just winging it and getting it done her own self, let alone being able to learn how to teach
And
it.
then we
That's
don't
definitely
plan
how
for
it's
the
done.
future. She probably never
Yeah.
thought she was going to
Well,
get dementia and
she did it
all
right,
that stuff
but I
was going to
also feel
happen.
like her generation, she was born in 1929. So like her generation, they didn't talk a lot. They didn't tell you a lot of things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so when they do lose their mind and they're incapable of telling you everything, I went through so much just trying to get appropriate paperwork for her, to find out like this is not really her name. Stuff like that. Like, this is not even really her name. Like, okay, like, what is her name? And I mean, to this day, it's still stuff, because if her death certificate says one name and all these other documents has other names, it's really hard to reconcile. But I know that, like I said, I feel like my generation, we have these conversations more frequently with each other. And I feel like the more you talk, the more you pass on information, you know what I mean? It's like, hopefully, but the bad part about it is that these kids, a lot of times, they don't listen, and
Yeah.
they want to find out and do shit. It blows my mind when it's like, yo, we didn't have half of the resources that y'all had.
Sure they
And
didn't.
sometimes y'all still choose the long walk, when I'm telling you, like, it's an alley right here, go down here, turn right there. They be like, no, but I see such and such. We can go down
Yeah.
but like, it's like, what? Why are you not listening? You need to trust your
And we
parents.
want them to, like,
Yeah.
so
Oh
bad.
my
'Cause
God. It's like, I would love for my parents to have set me down and told me this and did it. Like, my dad, I mean, he did when I was 17, he did take me to the credit union and I opened up a bank account. I still have that bank account to this day. And so, like, when I went in there one time, like, one of the ladies who was there when I opened my bank account, I was like, yo, she's been here. I'm telling one of the girls that worked there, she probably like in her 20s. I'm like, this lady's been here when it was a small little credit union, and now they have all these different, nice locations. I was like, this was 1999. I'm like, but I'll give them credit on, like, giving me. My mom, not at all, because her parents didn't talk to her. Her parents didn't give her any guidance. My dad, he has given me some, but it's a lot of decisions that I look back now and I'm like, that was dumb. Like, for instance, my first car I got from the auction on Woodland Avenue, girl. It was a lemon and it was $400.
Which car was that?
It was a white
Wow.
Plymouth.
Oh, okay.
My dad,
I honestly miss those days.
listen, my dad let me buy this lemon, right?
I honestly miss those
$400.
days.
The transmission went. My dad paid for the transmission to get fixed. $1,200 to get the transmission fixed in a lemon. That doesn't make sense.
But did he know it was a lemon?
He did. He knew it was a
Oh.
lemon after we got the pink slip, because the pink slip said the condition was poor. So I think he kind of felt like, well, she got it. It looks good. Like, that's probably the only thing that's wrong with it, but it wasn't the only thing that was wrong with it.
I know I've had a couple of squatters, and they had my dad or uncle's brother, somebody like, help me put some money in this car. Like, one thing I know, I'm just trying to drive and go to work.
Yes.
Like,
Right.
so I definitely know how it is. Like, we grown with car notes and all this stuff now. Like, coming to the South, just that smallest thing right there was one of the situations my finances shift. I'm like, yo, I don't know how to pay a dang car note. Like, and the crazy part about it, we have the money, but we don't know money management. Like,
Yes.
I didn't know how to figure all these things out just with my one income after divorce. Like, it's a lot.
Oh yeah, that's a
Yeah.
lot too.
Yeah, but one thing I will say that I love the fact that you speaking on our children and new generation. And the reason that I was able to teach my son sales, just basically having him out selling cupcakes with me and having him to the point where he loved to sell at about to be 19, and you got grown people that's afraid to sell,
Yeah.
is because he found out that, oh, I can get a tip when somebody buy a cupcake. Oh, mom, this lady just gave me $5. And the reason that more parents don't introduce their children into different lifestyles is because they're not comfortable with it.
Right.
If I can't even say I was 100% comfortable. I was like, this is what we doing because I don't want to go back to Philly. Right. So if he didn't have basketball, football, or sometimes he might have, one of the basketball moms might have dropped him off and he had his uniform on. He was coming out, jumping right where he get in when he fit in, and we was grinding. So I've never had to sit down and have a conversation with my son about those type of things. Like, he really experienced entrepreneurship journey just being with me.
Right.
Because I had him with me. It really wasn't a choice for him. Like, he did stuff, he was a kid, but if I gotta go out and get this money, it's Saturday, you're not staying in the community running around all day while I'm out grinding, you're going with me. But I feel like a lot of parents don't introduce their children to that. They let their children at this day and age stay home on these electronics, go do this, they go let them run around and be grown, especially when you're in the city versus the South. You can't walk around blocks here.
Right.
You got communities that can ride bikes, go to movies, go to water park, all that, but it's different from the city. He don't have close, easy access to a lot of stuff. So it's like, okay, mom, I'm out with you. Like, and I feel like in order for us to, and the reason I wanted to do that is because for me coming up, like you talked about earlier, Janina, a lot of stuff was swept under the rug. And I don't like that, because I feel like, and I tell my clients this all the time, take a reflection of your life. For me, my reflection was, I feel like if I was exposed to more, I would have found purpose earlier in life. And I didn't, because of the fact of whatever their case may be. I didn't have nothing to do with that. I was a child, but this is the bottom line of what I'm working with. A lot of stuff was swept under the rug. I wasn't able to find purpose until later in life. So with my son, I'm like, I got one child. With my son, I'm like, yo, we having open conversations. We talk about everything. Like, soon as you hit what was it, 15, 16, like, we doing Navy Federal, you becoming an authorized user, you going to know about credit, you going to do this. Like, I'm going to teach you this stuff because I don't want nobody to be your role model but me. And your father, if you need a man. But it was so much that swept under the rug. And I feel like it's a lot of moms and a lot of women that I know that don't treat their children this way, because you want to know why? They're afraid to address their own self-issues.
Yep.
And I had to, in order for me to get this deep with my son and come to this realization, like, yo, I don't want to raise my one and only kid like this. I had to keep pushing myself to find me another Black therapist when I came to Charlotte, because it was who I didn't like. My childhood therapist, I was with her forever. To my 20s, that I came here, I was 30, and I stopped. And then as life kept getting more crazy, I just was on it, telling my doctor, like, yo, I'm not connecting with these therapists. I need a therapist. Like, I need somebody I can build a relationship with. Like, I'm not connecting with them. And then all of a sudden, I like 3-4 months, I went to a new lady, and boom. I had a lot of things I had to personally work on to deal with in order for me to even have these transparent conversations with my child.
Right. But that's the key right there, because
they take us to a whole nother level. He going to open me and expose me. And it's like, yo, am I even ready for this? Do I even know who I am? Like, this is going to get so much deep. Like, this is where the work coming at. And that's what women are afraid to do, the work on themselves. So they stay comfortable.
Yeah.
But I'm
like
say
a lot of people didn't go to
therapy.
I'm sorry, like our like mothers and all of them, like, they didn't go to therapy. So whatever they dealt with, they just held it in. Or a lot of times people like got on drugs.
Yeah, that's what it was. That's what it was.
But because you did that, that didn't mean that, like, whatever you experience, it doesn't mean that your child no longer has exposure to it, or that your child no longer is threatened by it. So it's like, well, if you would have told, like, I know, for instance, my mom, like, she was a young mom. I feel like if she was equipped, like maybe with the therapy or whatever, she would have probably equipped my sisters with like, look out for this joker, don't do this, worry about this,
Yeah.
blah, 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 you know. But a lot of times you just surviving. You
Yeah,
just
that's
surviving.
exactly what it is.
But I think also a lot of us as women, even Black women, we we could be stuck up, we could be judgmental,
Yes.
we could be a specific way. So as Black women, we need to work on that as a whole,
That's
because
true.
that's why a lot of women don't feel comfortable having these conversations. Y'all don't know how many of my clients are like, I actually feel comfortable. Thank you. I don't feel judged when I'm talking about this, because they've told me their personal horror stories about therapists, which we should know better as a therapist to be judgmental to somebody, but
Yeah.
it still happens. And
Yeah.
so it's
Yeah.
causing them more trauma, to the point where now I don't want to talk about it anymore because I'm being judged, I'm being looked at a certain way. So we collectively need to work on how we treat each other.
I agree. And that's exactly what I have in the description for Mindset Money Club on Facebook. I specifically put safe space. And I like to say safe space because I am, I would say like 1,000 times proud of myself for even being this level of comfortable of putting myself on the forefront in order to help these other women. I'm consistently every single day, whether it be a speaking engagement, whether it be teaching or whatever, I'm giving them these solutions to their problems based upon my own story. I'm not selling nobody else's journey. You got to be a level of comfort to be able to do that, like day in and day out. I can't teach you or sell you on anybody else's dream or story, but I could give you mine. And I'm definitely going to give you some solutions. And we're not just going to talk about problems either. We're going to do this work, because otherwise, what are we really doing? So I've never had that safe space. So me creating a Mindset and Money Club, I was like, yo, I know low key what women need because I know what I needed. And I said, this is what we're going to do with the Facebook space, because women need that safe space. And when me or my assistant let them into the group, right now we are almost 300. These women from all over the world, like they be like, yo, as soon as I see Mindset Money, I'm like, this is what I need, or I'm almost at such and such goal. I'm just so tired of being around a bunch of drowned out people. I need some motivation. Like they put it for everybody else to see it. Like that lets me know that they're being intentional. And that's what it's about. And I'm like, yo, this is exactly the reason I built this community, because I was tired of being around paying all these hundreds of thousands of dollars, being broke, traveling, going to all these conferences, swiping my last dollar out to be around all these bougie, uppity women who wasn't giving me no game or no plays or no blueprint or no resources. All they was doing at conferences and seminars was telling me what lifestyle they live or showing me what kind of car they got and all this stuff, right? I'm 11 years in the game. I was doing that so many years ago. So my thing was, when I built my community, we doing transparent, authentic. Like I'm not doing none of that. Like we doing the real deal, because like you said, safe space. That's what women need. And if you come to something I'm having, we gonna have some fun. You're gonna definitely build some quality relationships, and we're gonna do some work at the end of the day, because we gotta live intentional. We gonna play, but we gonna make sure we get into the bag. We gonna make sure we really get in our life together in real life, not just on these social media sites.
Right.
Definitely. That's important. That was good. That was good. We definitely appreciate you talking about this. Like I said, a lot of the things this is what I teach my clients, because that journaling, that self-reflection, those affirmations, all of that is very important, especially when you're trying to change your life. If you're not willing to do the work, then you're going to be stuck in that same place trying to figure it out. But you got to do some work if you want to see change, and that's important.
And you're the therapist, and I'm glad that you said that. So now I probably need to bring you into my space so you can let these people know, like, I'm a real life therapist. That's what we do. I'm not a therapist, but I'm just like, these
But
are
that's
definitely
what a
the
coach is,
things that
though.
changed my life. And I love to do
Yeah.
it, whether it be boring or like whatever
But
people
that's
think.
what
But
coaching is, because it's a lot of people who do coach, and those are, the significant things. So I
yeah.
definitely can appreciate that, especially for our Black women, because all of my clients are Black women, and they're
Love it.
looking for a safe space and a person that looks like them, a person that can relate to them, where they're not going to be judged, where I'm going to challenge you to do the work, and I'm not giving you worksheets every week having you fill out this worksheet, and so it's definitely a need for it. So I'm glad that you offer that.
Definitely. I appreciate it. No problem.
Okay. So we're going to play a game that we always play with our guests. So I'm going to turn it over to Janina.
Okay.
Okay, so the name of the game is, the category is, and it's just like a this or that spitfire game. Just a way for us to kind of like end the episode on a lighter note. So the category is fashion. Well, fashion options. So let me know when you're ready. You are not going to think about these options. I'll give you two options. The first one that is your preference is what you're going to say.
I'm ready. Let's go.
Okay. A long duster or a cute cardigan?
I love a long duster.
Hoops or posts?
Hoops for sure.
I noticed you wear hoops a lot. Booties or knee boots?
uh,
Come
booty.
on.
A
Booty.
charm bracelet or bangles?
Bangles.
A blazer or jean jacket?
Blazer.
Trench coat or peacoat?
Trench for sure.
Uggs or Doc Marten boots?
I'm gonna say Uggs. I'm gonna say Uggs.
A tote bag or clutch?
Tote bag.
Low Converses or high top?
High top.
Okay.
Okay, cool. So we definitely appreciate you coming through, talking with us, sharing with us what the money mindset is. Definitely send us that code so we can offer that to our listeners, because I think that would be great for them as well. But
You say you're out of stock right now?
Yes.
Okay.
I got the ones that I do have is get ready to go out. Yeah. So yeah.
Oh, so we'll
when
start
they come back,
2024. So we'll start 2024 with a new planner.
You don't, it's not dated, so you can start
Oh, it's
whenever you
not.
want. But
Oh,
it's not
okay.
going to take me long to get them. But what I usually do is, marketing wise anyway, I usually do a big pre-order type situation. So I
Okay.
sell out all the hundreds of books that I do order.
okay.
Okay.
So yeah, I need to do that, but it's not going to take long. I am waiting for some, but I do believe the ones I have now are already going.
Okay.
Okay, cool.
But I'm going to give you the code, and then also on the website too, I'll make sure she updated, because I like to put the exact date that they're going to ship out. So
Okay.
you pay your money, just read it. It's always be at the bottom, like it'll ship XYZ. So it'll probably say August something it'll ship, because we like at July 20th now. But I'll make sure that they put it on the website so they can know. But yeah, I don't have any more.
Okay. So one more time, give people your Instagram, your Facebook, and your website where they can find you at.
My Facebook is I Am Finance Muslima, IAM Finance, and then Muslima. You can find me on Instagram at I Am Finance Muslima. Also on Facebook too, you can go request to come in the Mindset and Money Club, or you can go to the link in the bio on Instagram to get in the Mindset and Money Club, $7 a month. It'll give you all the details of what's included. The website, you can go to www.faithfamilyfinance.co. From the link on the Instagram, you also can see everything that's going on, the opportunity to book a consultation call, to see what the strategy session is. Come to the office, come meet me in Charlotte if you're in the area, when the next money and mindset meetup is going to be, what city we're going to be in, and all those good things. So every single thing is on the Instagram link if you're looking for more than one thing.
Okay. So y'all definitely go check out her Instagram, hit the link in her bio if you're interested. And like she said, and I have went there, everything is there. Whatever you click on, it's a lot of information. So definitely hit her up. Make sure, and that's another thing too with social media. Make sure you're following people that are positive, that are offering something, not just the negative, the shade room and the gossiping and all of that stuff. Because if you're wanting to change your mindset, it's important that you're following good people on social media as well.
Yeah, I agree.
So we appreciate you coming through and chatting with us. And she's a JAWN already because she's from Philly. So
A finance JAWN.
I'm approved. I'm a finance JAWN. All right.
Finance JAWN.
That makes me feel good. Okay, thank you.
So guys, we will catch you guys next week. Thank you for listening. Peace out.
Hold up. Don't leave yet. Thanks for listening to my mom and auntie. Make sure you guys follow them on Instagram at @the_JAWN_podcast. On Twitter at W_the_J. On TikTok at the JAWN A Podcast. And visit our website www.jawnpod.net. Don't forget to ask the JAWN, send your listening letters to thejawnpod@gmail.com. Period.
This is the JAWN, a podcast. I love y'all.